I'd say I didn't have too many preconceived notions of what I would be seeing here in Cape Town, so it's been excellent. It's been a really nice stay so far. We went to Robben Island this morning. Got to walk around this area yesterday, so we'll be doing some tourist stuff, which I always enjoy. For those people that follow me on Twitter, I post pictures once in a while, and I already did post a picture of my mail-in vote. So I voted before I left, and I kind of make it a policy not to get too in depth about my personal feelings on specific issues that I find to be. If I feel like it's a divisive kind of a topic, I tend not to get too specific about it, and I think that the choice between, for example, Mitt Romney and President Obama, that's a choice most people base on their own personal values and opinions. So I asked my followers on Twitter if I told them I haven't made a new mixtape in a long time, and I make these little 10 to 15 minute mixes. And so I haven't made a new one in a while. I figured that'd be a good way to kill time on the plane. So what do you want to hear? I basically just asked them what should I make, and I did that. I haven't actually put it up online yet, but I was on the plane and in my hotel room. I've been working on that. Our songs are generally inspired by personal experience, and there are some exceptions, but I think that especially on the new record, on Living Things, there's very little to do with political issues or social ideas or anything like that. I think the record before it had a lot to do with being a small piece in the world and looking out at it and thinking it's kind of big and scary. And having done that album, the natural inclination was to kind of, we don't overthink these things. We don't even think about them too much in the studio when we're writing them. It's like, well, what's just naturally popping out of my mouth, of Chester's mouth. And we do a lot of vocals, kind of that, it's almost like freestyling. You just turn on the music and you start just singing or rapping or whatever it is, and whatever pops out just starts and you say a lot of things. You have to actually delete stuff that you've said because you're like, I don't know, it came out of my mouth, but I don't know if I really believe what I just said. It just rhymed. But in the case of what ends up being on a record, those are the things that they start with a sketch, they start with a freestyle thing usually, and then they get, if you think of it in terms of art, it's a sketch, and then you add some darker lines and you add some color and you refine it until it's done, and that's kind of how we write. The thing you mentioned was a jam, and they get to go on stage, they get to basically apply for a spot on stage, and a select group of people will get to go up and play our songs on our instruments. And as you can imagine, if I was a little kid, and I got to go, I don't know, I don't even know what the good example is of like Nirvana, you get to go on stage and play their instruments, that would be pretty amazing. So that's the kind of thing that we try and offer to fans. And they've never broken any of our instruments yet. They haven't broken any instruments yet, and they've played very well. We had one group where 3 vocalists shared the duties on Faint,